McGuire from Detroit.
Never from Florida.
Where's
Ed
Connie?
McKinley from Topeka.
Linda from
North
Utah.
Carolina. North Carolina.
Linda from Virginia.
Mama.
Scott Brewster, Brandon, Mississippi.
Kieran and Pete from New Zealand.
Pamela from Colorado.
Lucian, California.
Melbourne, Massachusetts, Melbourne.
Okay, I'm on the call right now, guys. Hello. Start the video.
Welcome.
Start the video.
Welcome, you guys.
Hello.
Hello.
I can't hear him.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, they're saying something.
Can hear you.
Hide my video in gallery.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute the lines here, guys. We're going to get started. I just want to respect everybody's time. And again, my name's Dave Dove. Welcome to the rNetwork corporate call. Super, super excited to have you guys on here.
Hello.
If you would, please mute your line. Okay, good, good. All right, I think we got it. So let's start off, first of all, welcoming all the new people that are on here. We have a huge group on here today. That's very awesome. But we want to welcome you if you're brand new for the first time ever being on this call. This call happens every single Monday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That would be 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you need help figuring that out. So, and 1 p.m. on Pacific. So it's actually pretty easy. So, but welcome you guys. We're super excited to have you here. The vision of the company is simply this. We are a revolution financial movement that is shifting the power and the profits from the big businesses back to the individual. That's you. Through the power of this network, we are able to leverage exclusive savings and drive a greater income for all of you. And this company has been founded and created upon 3 guiding principles that we guide every decision on. And that's, first of all, find out where the world is going and to get there first. And second is to make more money than you spend. And 3 is to lose your life in the betterment of others. So we just like to reiterate those every week and help you understand who we are and where we're going and what we're doing. So super excited to have you guys here. Let me just kind of start off with, first of all, lots of growth happening in the company. I mean, all around the world. It's just super exciting to see all these different countries that are really starting to come to the game. We're seeing people here in the U.S. that are just knocking it out of the park and creating such an incredible teams here in the States also. So it's just exciting to be a part of something that is going to revolutionize the industry. We literally are going, I believe we're going to disrupt the entire industry in a way that has never been done before by bringing the banking industry into the direct sales industry. It's never been done before. And so we are pioneers into something that is just incredible and very exciting. So first of all, just some announcements that we want to share with you is, first of all, we are launching on the 14th. It will be a Zoom launch that is done here at the corporate office with all the founders. And we hope that you can attend it. We will be putting details out on the time and the link and everything like that will get emailed out, I'm sure, so that you can click it and join it and make sure you're tuned in to that. The details will be finalized hopefully by tomorrow. We're just waiting on one of the members of the founding team that had to take a small break for a moment. And so as soon as he returns, we will have more details, and that's supposed to be today or tomorrow. So hang tight, and I'll get that out to you as quick as we have it. But to also give you the next, just talk about the next announcement, and that was to not forget that we have until the 14th, well, really technically till the 21st, but every single person on the 14th is still going to have 7 days. That's incredible, to accomplish their Power 3 rank. And you guys, I can't say enough about how important it is to get down in your team and work with those individuals that need help and help them and assist them in getting their Power 3 rank. That is such an important thing for us as leaders, to reach down inside your teams and help those individuals that feel like they need that extra help, or even if they don't, still make sure you're reaching out, touching with those individuals on a daily basis until we can help them get where they want to be. You're going to be ecstatic about some of the announcements that are going to happen on the 14th. Super excited about those for you guys, and not to just take a break, or if you haven't gotten anybody, this is your first time taking a look at this, you still have time. You still have, what is it, 10 days, Ed, that's left of being able to accomplish. I asked Ed, he's my numbers guy, just look at him and get the nod, and I'm good to go. So something like that, where we got, 10 days or so left to get there. And I tell you what, you guys, it's exciting. And I wish I could tell you what they're going to tell you on the 14th, but I'm going to just leave it at that. It's going to be incredible. So let's go to the next one before I spill my beans out here too much. So the next one is, I have a really exciting announcement, and I posted it in our Rise Up on Facebook. But for those that are not on Facebook, I'll get you a recording of it. But I have a very close friend, good friend of mine, Rob Sperry, here from Utah. He actually is a 7-figure earner. He's been featured many, many times in Business for Home magazine. In 2016, he was featured as the MLM Nation. He was on MLM Nation. It's a big podcast for MLMers, if you've ever heard of it. 2016, he was featured in Dan Clark, his book, The Art of Significance for Network Marketing. Also, the CEO, Ted Nguyen, Business Home magazine, also mentioned Rob as one of the top 20 network marketing leaders in 2016. The New York Journal posted an article about Rob, which is really cool. Rob is an author of one has actually been one of the bestseller books, and 2, he just wrote his second book. And this second book is already, I've just had a sneak peek of it, and it's incredible. And I can't wait for you guys to hear more about it tomorrow. He's going to talk a little bit about it at the end of his training that he's doing for us. But his first book is actually The Game of Networking. It was one of the hottest books in network marketing industry, period. People have purchased this book. And Rob has generously shared it with people for free, which was actually pretty cool. He just looked at it as a expensive business card. 2018, Rob was one of the featured speakers as one of the top 14 social media influencers for Eric Worre at his house in Las Vegas. Then was featured on stage at GoPro as one of the top speakers there, as a generic speaker. One last thing I'll share with you about Rob, well, 2 last things, is Rob has spoken 9 different countries, and Rob has now spoken in 18 countries and counting. So it's gone up drastically in just the last year. In the last year, he's gone all around the world. It's amazing. And just shared his knowledge and his wisdom. But also, he also has shared the stage with John Maxwell, which is one of my favorite authors of all time. So guys, tune in tomorrow. I want to give a big welcome to him when he comes on live on Rise Up. I would really recommend you and get your team to listen to what Rob is going to share with us. He's going to share some of the coolest things you'll ever hear from somebody who's actually perfected it and made it work for many, many people, not just himself. So pretty cool. The other thing I want to mention is our our opportunity calls are Monday through Thursday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You can actually get to those calls at rNetwork.live. So you can go there and make sure that you can tune into those. And that's not just for you, but it's also for your prospects. It's a great way to expose them to the opportunity and hear it from different perspectives. And then today's message, this is my message to you today, is don't be afraid to use third-party validation. Maybe the people that you're talking to do not relate to your story. So think about that. What I mean by that is several things. One, you can put people on what we call a three-way chat. You can put people that be on like a Facebook chat. You can also put people on a three-way call with a leader or somebody that is in your business with you. And that creates a third-party validation, getting somebody else to actually give them some different perspective than your own perspective. It tends to happen so often. I've been in sales my whole life, and people in this business, it's funny, people get into network marketing and they think they do have to become a salesperson. Now, with that said, you do want to understand and know how to sell. And there's some ABCs to selling. The first one is building relationships. As you're building relationships and gaining trust from your individual prospects, that allows the walls to come down where you can actually now invite them to take a look at what it is you're doing. Without that, you really don't have anything. And you can sit there and throw links at them. I'm going to give you a prime example. I have been getting hit on Messenger probably in the last 2 weeks from this one individual that keeps just sending me a link to his podcast, to his all these different things. He hasn't even said hello to me. He doesn't even know who I am. He has no idea who I am, what I'm about, nothing. And he's just dropping his link on me. We call that a spammer. And of course I blocked him. I said, I'm just done with this, because I mean, it's just every day he would drop me a link to his business link to his page. And it just, there's no relationship. It's like going into a car dealership and the car salesman just saying, hey, what can I sell you? And not really get to know you, right? So relationships is number one, and understanding the individual. Two is to help expose them and allow them, I kind of say it this way, bring them to the middle and allow them to make the decision. If you do that, then what happens is people automatically convert on their own. You don't have to hard sell them or hard close them. And if you do, then you're doing it wrong. And so here's just a food for thought when we come back to third-party validation. You've got three-way chats, three-way calls, and another way you have, if you have Facebook and they're on Facebook, is to use Our World. And I wanted to talk about this today because in my previous venture, I had actually built probably about 90 to 95% of my organization out of over 5,000 people in my group, which isn't that many when you compare it to a lot of big leaders in the industry. But I had 5,000 people in my group plus about 2,500 customers. And I built that with my group of leadership and team through social media, about 90 to 95% of it. That's the only way I did it. I didn't go do meetings. I didn't go drive miles. I didn't do any of those things. I did it through social media. Now, with that said, we have an incredible social media site for you to use called Our World. And we are actually in the process right now of cleaning up Our World. What I mean by that is we're asking you and everybody on here, if you're part of our network, you have a story as to why you joined our network. And we would love more than anything in the world to see every single person, that's 211 people that's on this right now, to go and actually go to Our World on Facebook, post a picture of yourself, do a nice picture of yourself, and title your thing. Here, let me make sure I can mute this, guys. I apologize. Make sure they can hear us good. What I'm asking you to do is to go title your posts from this point forward. That means the top of the post has to have a title on it. If you're titling your post that the reasons why you joined, it could be just like that. The reasons why I joined our network, and then underneath can be your paragraph or so of why. Now, let me just give you some feedback, and I'm sure that you guys feel the same. How many of you, and you could just ask yourself this question in person, how many of you actually read every single word somebody posts on Facebook? Because for me, I can tell you that a lot of times I'll be reading stuff and it'll get partway through and I'm just like, I don't have time. and I'm bad at it sometimes. Sometimes I'll make a post that's longer than I just get mad at myself. I'm like, what are you thinking, Dave? Like, why did you post that much stuff? People sometimes just don't have the time, number one. And number two, they just want the highlights of what it is, right? So we're asking you guys to do us a favor from a company standpoint, but also for you as charter members, we want you to do yourselves a favor. When you're bringing in prospects to our world to take a look around, don't you want it to be easy for them to kind of fly through and see a bunch of different testimonies on savings, making money, ranking up, why you joined, maybe a charity that you, or not a charity, sorry, a give back program, maybe, pay it forward that you just went and did this last weekend, whatever. But make sure you title it, put a good picture in there and a small paragraph or so of what happened, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna give you another example because I really want this to sink in. If I just saved $10 on my lunch at, I don't even know, but let's call it Purple Turtle. If I just saved $10 at Purple Turtle, I'm gonna say, I just saved $10. Right? And then I'm going to post a little, here's what happened. I was on my date night with my wife, blah, 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 boom. And I saved $10 thanks to our perks, right? Whatever it is. And then I'm going to post a picture of myself, maybe at Purple Turtle or a picture of Purple Turtle. And the reason for that is so when people are scrolling through, they want to see that. And sometimes the receipts are great, but don't make it just about the receipt. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, that's one example. Here's one for ranking up that I really want you to think about. When you hit your T3 or Power 3, what we want you to do is title it. If you're going to say, hey, I just hit, that's fine. If your upline leader drops the ball and doesn't get you posted for whatever reason, and you want to make sure people know you hit it, because we all want to know about it, you can still congratulate yourself. And the way you do that is you just post it and say, I just hit Power 3 rank. That's your title. And I'm going to explain why we're doing the title in just a second. Then a small paragraph and a great picture of yourself that you're cheering, you're taking your phone, you're propping it up and putting on the timer and taking a great snapshot of yourself. And it doesn't always have to be professional in a suit and da-da-da-da. It can be, hey, I just hit, that. People love that stuff. And that's what attracts people to your story. And then they start seeing that, okay? So think of that. Now, here's why we want to do the title, right? If you all know, if you're on a phone and you're on Facebook, I'm going to go to the page real quick. I'm going to go to Rise Up. Right here at the top of my screen, there is a search bar, a little magnifying glass. If I click that, and I type in there, saving on vacation, whatever, right? I can type whatever keywords I want. When I type that, up comes every post that has to do with that particular thing. So that's why when you say, I've got my Power 3, or you're posting it for somebody on your team, congratulations to, I would say this, just hit their Power 3, and then underneath, put a little bit about them. Congratulations. Does that make sense? Because if you title it, then I can type in Power 3, and every single thing with Power 3 comes up, and now I can actually go and tag. That means I can attach it to my prospects. Now you guys are going, well, why does this really matter? Well, I think of it this way. Have you ever gone into a store and can't find what you want? A grocery store, like looking for an item. Because I came from the grocery business, and I just walked through a grocery store last night, 2 nights ago, sorry, Saturday, with my wife. And we went grocery shopping, and I was so frustrated. Not literally, I wasn't going to punch anybody or anything, but I was literally like looking for one item. I'm like, how can this not be in this aisle? My dad would have a tizzy fit if this product was not in this particular aisle. I just don't get it. And this, I'm going to blame it. It was Walmart. I was like livid. I was like, this is ridiculous. And then I find out it's clear around the corner into this other area. It has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, you got the class.
So what I'm trying to say is when we attach some of our prospects to our world,
Back in the bathroom,
what we're looking for is for you to create a story with a tag at the top that says, here's the deal. They hit power 3. They hit, they just broke 100, or they, whatever it is you're putting in there. Make sure you have a nice picture of them and a little paragraph. Does everybody get that okay? Can I get your help? I know that's enough. I kind of went longer than I anticipated on that one, so I apologize. So anyway, Rise Up is all about corporate messaging and training, okay, from leaders, myself, the company, and announcements. That's kind of what Rise Up's about. I want you guys to please get it out to the field. It is not designed to welcome your new people. Can you imagine at 12 or 13 or 20,000 people, we got welcomes every day coming in. Guys, we're rocking as a company, and if we did welcome, you guys are going to go, what in the world? And how can I find any of the training? So we're asking you, if you would please, do not welcome your people in Rise Up or our world. Our world is only for your prospects so that you can add them to it and add your testimonies and stories. And Rise Up is really simple. It's simply for you to get communication, get training. You can ask questions there if you want. That's totally fine. But I want you to submit a ticket first. And if you don't get the answer, or ask your leader and get that first, and then submit a ticket, then you can ask the question on the site. Make the site your last resort for asking the questions. Does that make sense? All right. Okay, cool. Let's move on to my almost favorite part here. Almost there, I think. Let me make sure I'm there. Okay. Yes, I think we are there. So back to my question, or my statement. Don't be afraid to use third-party validations. Do not try to be the superhero and answer the questions for every single person you ever prospect. Because when you do, you're going to find out that eventually they're either going to tell you no, or I need to think about it, or not even answer the phone, or answer the text that you send them. So with that said, start using your leaders, utilize your leaders, your sideline, your downline, and everybody to get third-party validation. Okay? All right. Simple as that. Here we go. Moving on. We are moving on to our sharing moments. Now, let me set the table. All right, so this is cool. We want anybody that would like to share if you had a win this last week. Now, I'm sure every single person on here had a win, and I would love that. But make sure that when you share, keep it short and sweet so others can enjoy. And the other thing is, this is not a Q&A. This is not I'm going to slam Dave. Not just kidding. I'm just saying it is an opportunity for you to share with the field if you had a win last week that you might share with us. Now that win can be, I got my first person, I hit my power 3 rank, I just hit 2,000 people, whatever. All of it's a win, right? So, or I just joined rNetwork and I'm super excited. We want to hear about that. So the time is yours, and this is my favorite part, so it's your turn.
Hey, Dave. Pamela in Colorado.
Hi.
Hi. So my win this week was that I signed up my number 7th enrollee, and I just want everybody to know that Paul is homeless. I found him on LinkedIn. Had no idea he was homeless. And Paul went ahead and borrowed the money from his mom to get started. He is stoked, he's pumped, and he knows this is going to help a lot of people. And he's just out there on fire. So I just want to say wins just don't have any predispositions about people, because you never know what kind of a win it could be. So I just wanted to share that today.
Wow, thank you. That's awesome. Makes me whole day right there.
Hey,
Right,
Dave.
that's right under the lose yourself in the betterment of others, isn't it?
Amen to that.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that.
Hey, Dave. This is Jay.
This is Jay Johnson from Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah. Hey, Jay.
Yes, man. I want to just share my win is that, man, one of my charter members, it just felt so good that one of my charter members hit T3. They got the power rank 3. So, and for me, this is just an opportunity, just so easy to share, but so easy to help people hit their ranks and help people achieve things. So I just want to share, that's a win. You know, that's one of my charter members that actually got the power 3. So I'm looking forward to helping the rest of them get the power 3. So that's the win for me this week.
Awesome, Jay. Thanks for sharing that. That's a great story. That deserves one of these. It's awesome.
Hey, Dave, this is Noop. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Noop, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well, my friend. Thank you for all you do, Dave. So excited to be a part of our network and history in the making here. Huge win last week. Had a gentleman that he actually owns his own networking company. Very, very, very sharp individual, very modest, just a great guy, the type of person we'd like to run with here in our network. His product line does not conflict at all. He looked at our network and he said, who wouldn't do this? How could I not do this? Because he understood the universal appeal as to what we have here. And what I'm saying is the sharp people get it. The sharp people get it. All we need to do is expose people. And Dave, you were spot on when you talked about, you know, this is about, it's a contact business and not, you know, spamming, but calling people on the phone, wagging your tongue and saying, hey, I've found something that makes sense. The more people that you contact personally, the better relationships you're going to have and the stronger you're going to build a vibrant and lasting business here with our network. So once again, Dave, I'm so happy to be part of the team here. I appreciate all you do for all of us. God bless y'all. Let's make it a very, very productive 2020 and very productive decade. Thanks, Dave.
Wow. Awesome. Thanks, Noop. Appreciate that.
Hey, Dave.
Hey.
Here. How are you?
Sorry, I cut you off. Who was this?
This is John Yeomans from Alameda, California.
Oh, hey, John. Yeah.
How are you? I'm the one who asked you about the book club.
Yes. And I'm working on it. I promise you I'm working on something that you're really going to love.
Excellent. I just finished this pretty terrific book and on to the next one. But and I'm trying to emulate you. I'm going to try to read 52 books this year, and I hope I can keep. I'm going to do it. I hope I can keep up with you. The reason I'm calling, I will make this short, is I signed up an old friend of mine on Saturday night, and we had a few difficulties getting signed up, but he's in, he's excited, and I think he's ready to go. And I've known him for 20 years or something, and he's been through some other MLMs, but he really saw the vision in this one. And there it is. That's what I wanted to say.
Awesome. Great story. Thank you for sharing that, John.
All right. Thank you. And his name is Mark Montaigne. Good guy.
Awesome.
Thanks very much, Dave. Bye-bye.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. This is Victoria Winters. How are you?
Yes. How are you?
I want to share something. I found another way to use the Rev system, that tunnel, that marketing funnel, tunnel. And I tried it out this weekend, and it was great. I was in a store in Newport Beach in the fun zone. I like that place. It got great restaurants, and
it does.
It's okay. So anyway, I was in this little shop, and he was selling sunglasses, and he was selling them for a very low price. And I thought, well, yeah, I want to buy some sunglasses. So me and my husband bought these sunglasses. And then at the checkout, the guy said, well, I have to charge you 50 cents because you're going to use your ATM card. And so, it just lit up. And I thought, 50 cents. And I started muttering out loud to myself, but really the muttering is for the benefit of the guy that owns the store. I was saying, well, you're going to charge me 50 cents. And yes, you're earning 24 cents because you have to pay the bank 21 cents and da, 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 da. And he was like, what? So I got into a conversation with him, and he was telling me that, it's been slow and, on and on and on. And I whipped out this. This is from the Rev system. It's one of those postcards. And on it, it says, get paid anytime someone swipes their debit card. And not to even talk about the bank or anything, but he got really excited about this idea. And it was just one of the first time I've really actually reached out publicly, because I do most of the things online, And I was just so happy. He was so interested. So I expect to sign him up.
That's awesome. What a great story.
Thank
And
you.
you know what? It's so cool that you shared that, because, you know, the more you think about it, guys, that if you don't open up your mouth and start having conversations with people, then you're missing the boat. And it's just being human before you're a marketer. Like, she was totally human before she started getting into anything. That's such a cool thing. And if you do that, you're going to make tons of connections. And by the way, I want to clarify something. We're not talking about the bank and the card, you guys. What we mean is, don't wait for it to come. It's coming, and it's closer than it's ever been. And we're in the process of things that are in the works to making it happen. So just be patient. And I promise you, there are people out there just aren't willing to be patient, and that's okay. If it's not, you can sit on the sidelines and wait. And then when it happens, you can come back in. We welcome you anytime. So what we're saying is it is exciting to know about the card. It is exciting to know about the bank, and we want you to still talk about it. It's on the website. You should talk about it, and it is part of what we are doing. And so keep that in mind. Don't ever let go of that. And that is, and the Rev card, the actual fancy dancing, that's our goal. That's where we're working towards. So we're going there. It's just a matter of what steps are we taking to get there. But what's really exciting right now, you guys, is that we have hundreds and thousands of people that are actually getting paid commission right now. Right now, they're being paid commission, and right now they're actually, and we have people that are making full-time incomes. We have people that are making part-time incomes, and people that are making more than they spent to be involved. And I think, to me, that is more exciting than anything. And then when all this other stuff comes, that's just the icing on the cake. That's just the icing on the cake. So it's really, really cool. So thank you for sharing that, Victoria. Thank you so much.
That was easy.
Hello.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hello, this is Irene from San Diego. How
Hi,
are you?
Hi.
Yeah, I just want to share something. I just come back from my trip from Hong Kong. And I realized a lot of my team members have got the T3. So I just finished sending them an email to congratulate them because they don't do Facebook. So I finally got the email so I could congratulate them on a personal level. And from now on, I can send them information about the meetings, and eventually I hope they'll get plugged in more and more. But my team is moving. That's great. And I just went and met with my banker this morning at 7:45. I talked to her about it, and I'll be meeting another person Wednesday at lunchtime. So
sweet.
This thing is really giving me a lot of excitement, confidence, and I really want to share with people.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing, Irene. That's such a great story, and congratulations on your team hitting T3. That's super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, they're going to be excited when they get paid. So
yeah, they will be. I'm excited for them.
Anybody else like to share?
Yeah, I've got a quick win for you, Dave. This is really exciting because it's kind of what Irene said. I like hearing success stories from people on my team. So, and what I mean by that is I've had 3 people reach out to me this week. So this is a congratulations to Dave too. They said that they've been using the techniques that they've learned from you and me on social media, and all 3 of them got a new charter member this week by using those techniques. I've had 3 people say that, which to me is awesome. And the biggest win of them all is I only gained 7 pounds over the holidays and not 10. That was a huge win. But going back to our network, guys, the fact that people are engaging and learning how to become self-employed and learning the techniques and listening, they're the ones growing the fastest teams, I think. And so shout out to you, Dave, and all the leaders that are teaching, and shout out to the people listening. Use these techniques that we're teaching and Dave's teaching and stuff, because we love hearing, I know you love hearing those stories too. When people say, you know, I did it. And then, you know, because once you have 1 or 2 wins like that online, those will turn into 20, 30, 40 wins because the confidence will be there. So that's all I've got.
Amen to that. Thanks for sharing, John. That's I love hearing that, you guys. I mean, you've got some incredible trainers, people that are, teaching out there in the field, and I mean, there's so much talent to pull from in different areas. So, thanks for sharing that. That's so cool to hear, John. Anybody else?
Hey, Dave.
That was easy.
Hey, Happy New Year's to everybody, right? We're going to have an incredible R2020. But wanted to just kind of share something as far as on that third-party validation. And big shout out to JP Smith, because let me tell you something, it works. When you put somebody else on the line, we had a great call actually this morning with a great leader from the industry by the name of Ed, as well as Greg last week. And there's something about it where you can actually edify the person that's already in the R network as a super champion, as somebody that, that this is really somebody that you want to hook up with and that you want to follow. And I think it's also makes it a lot easier because you're really getting a chance to really show the bench strength of the R network.
Man, isn't that the truth? Thanks for sharing that, John. That's awesome. I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about, guys, is little tiny wins. I think a win is just, in my opinion, the effort that you put in is a win, right? Can be the win. Another thing that I wanted to point out that I thought was really powerful is somebody just chatted here, and I apologize. I'm gonna just mess the name up completely, but I'm gonna sure try. Pitam. I know I messed that up. Pritan. I'll have you come on and say something, but I'll tell you right now, he just said this. He said, to do our network, you need vision. More eyesight, mere eyesight won't function. So think about this for a second. And as I was reading it, I was just like, it's so true. The number one thing you need is vision in order to create your daily method of operation, to create your daily activities that you do, your income producing activities. You have to have vision in order to before you do that, because vision gives you confidence and gives you that ability to go out there and talk to people. So thank you for saying that. And I know I just kaboshed your name and I apologize. So anyway, anybody else like to share?
Hey, Dave.
Hey, it sounds like Sam.
This is Sam. Hey, so listen, I'm going to try to say this without crying. There's a few times that throughout your calls, I almost chimed in and couldn't because I didn't want to cry. And here I am trying to cry. But throughout the holidays, it got really tough with me and my husband. And it got tough because money became a factor, obviously, spending through the holidays. And this was the first year that I wasn't making money per se like I did with my other company. I left another company being one of the top income earners. So even though my checks had gone down last Christmas, I was making $6,000 a month. This Christmas, I wasn't. So things got really hard here at home. And I kept trying to convince him of the vision. And I know that ultimately it held me back, because if I couldn't convince him, I felt like maybe I don't have enough belief. If I can't share my belief with him enough to believe in me, who else is going to believe in me if he doesn't? But maybe it was the whole euphoric thing of New Year's Eve, and then our anniversary is actually today. We've been together 30 years, but our anniversary is today. But just this past week, we had a long talk, and I allowed myself, I don't know if he really and truly has, I don't know, again, is it the euphoria of the new year and trying to believe in your goals? But what I did is I allowed myself to have the belief and be confident in where I'm going and all that you guys have done for us. I know that I'm going to be able to prove my husband wrong and do this all over again, where what he thought before was a top income earner is nothing compared to what he's going to see in the future. And now, you know, he has told me that he believes in me, and if I believe in this company, then he's going to give faith in me, and that's great. I think I definitely needed that from him, but more importantly, I know I just need to stay plugged into all of you, and I just thank you all for that, because I know that I'm going to be where everybody else is, and that is major success and helping others make a difference in their lives. So there you go. I did most of it without crying, but
Hey, well, first of all, happy anniversary. And that is a major win. 30 years. You don't hear that often anymore, of families, you know, couples being married for that many years. I'm not far behind you, but I'm so close. But I will say this is that, first of all, it starts with the belief in yourself. And you do have to believe in yourself. And I know of people that are in this industry that are making 6-7 figure earners that their spouses were completely not in it. And so it is possible. But I've also met your husband, and I also know it won't take much before all of a sudden he gets excited. And so you're really, really close. And here's what I'm going to say to you is that you do need to stay plugged in. And this goes for everybody. If you're not plugged into this, I don't like bringing religion into things, but I'm a Christian, and that's just how it is. But I am a full-on believer that if I don't include my God in my business, I am not going to be successful. And so what I mean by that is that it's not just in business, it's in life. And if I personally do not do the things that I feel are important for me to do, it's very difficult to succeed. Me going to church is renewing myself for the next week. That's how I look at it for me. I do that for myself. Now, everybody else might be something different. Whatever it is for you, you need to figure it out. But here's the thing. What I'm really referring to is the community of the rNetwork. You're not in this by yourself. You've got people around you that can support, and that if as long as we all build each other up, and it's always positive, never negative, and always optimistic, and the cup is always overflowing, right, John? It's always overflowing. And that's how we need to look at this. And that community is what I love about this industry, is the community that we get to create. And we've created a community so far in just such a short amount of time that's so powerful. Stay plugged in no matter what. Don't allow any adversity or anything on the outside interrupt or come in between you and your dreams and your goals. And if you do, then you need to start over and come right back to the community. If you stay plugged in, then you stay strong to withstand anything that ever hits you that's negative.
Amen to that.
And as long as you do that,
Dave?
good. Yeah.
Hey, Dave, this is Linda. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Linda.
Oh, okay.
You want to go first, or do you want me to?
Go ahead,
go.
Robert.
Go first, Linda. Go ahead, ladies first.
Oh, thank you. You really hit it on the head, Dave. As some people might know, I suffered a really bad fall. I fractured my spine back in September. And with that gives a lot of pain. Sorry. Sam, you're not alone. I cried too. If it wasn't for rNetwork and my association with an awesome family, the positiveness and believing, helping me believe, because there's a lot of people that set themselves up for failure or they give up too soon. But with knowing, I'm grateful that I can work with Dave. I see him nearly every day. And the co-founders and my team and being on these calls, it's kept me from getting into a deep, dark hole with the pain that I've had in my back. But it is important to stay plugged in. And this company and everyone on this team will be able to do incredible work. I also keep the Lord in my life. And He wants us all to succeed and to be His hands. And I'm just grateful for everyone and for this opportunity. And it's going to be great for everyone. So thank you.
Thank you, Linda, for sharing that. And the feeling is mutual, by the way. This lady has probably got one of the biggest hearts I think I've ever met. Linda has been nothing but a blessing to work with just here locally, and it's been awesome to have her around. So, Robert?
Yes, Dave. How are you? Hi, John. Hi, Dave. So I saw a message in the chat a while back when you were doing the presentation about a lot of people are focused on the revvcard, and I know that's a little piece of what we're doing, but this gives me so much hope and so much inspiration. And if you could touch a little bit on what you can say about the revvcard, like where it stands or whatever, that'd be awesome, because I just have the chills and I'm just super excited. Thank you.
Well, it's going to be cool. And the revvcard is, it's our long-term goal, like I said. And I say long-term, I really should say it's our goal. I don't know how long. It could be short, it could be a little bit longer, but understand something, that we have a group that's, and I know we've talked about this before, and you guys have seen people talk about it, but this group in India that is led and headed up so far by Patan, and I know I'm saying his name wrong, so I'm just kiboshing the whole thing, but he has instilled in his team that it has nothing to do with that. It is all about building a network of people that work together that get paid by serving others and finding ways to provide for each other financially. You lose your life in the betterment of others, right? And understand, though, that we're just getting started. Like, that's what I'm saying to you. Like, I would, if I were you, I would, and this isn't just towards Robert, this is towards anybody. If I were you, I would have my seat on the bus right now with my socks and my seatbelt on, and I'd be like ready to rock and roll. So this thing is just getting started. And if you guys have ever seen the Polar Express, the video, and I've watched it like 9 times over the weekend just because my grandson spent the weekend with us, and that he just loves the Polar Express. So we watch it, that and Spider-Man, over and over again. But I think of the Polar Express about this opportunity. All aboard! All aboard. And this thing is just getting started. So plug in, stay plugged in, and don't let yourself fall away because you see a new shiny object that looks cool or seems cool, because the minute you go do that, the minute you lose momentum and you lose all credibility with the people that you have been doing business with in the first place and people that you were potentially trying to do business with.
Exactly.
So don't go chasing. I'm just telling you, you can't chase 2 rabbits and catch them both. It's impossible. It doesn't work. Anybody else like to share?
Well,
I'd like to share if I could.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike.
Great. Nice to meet all of you. My name is Mike from Montreal. First time meeting a lot of you. I saw John on there as well. So and I invited some guys to the call. First of all, I just want to say thanks for everything. Just real short. I mean, I used to be a financial planner, made $300,000-$400,000 a year, managed a $100 million book, sold my practice about 13, 14 years ago, and then came into this industry and went from, living large to coming to this industry and just getting hit by a Mack truck. And then I went through a number of different, opportunities in this deal or in this industry. And I guess the message to myself as well as everyone, although I'm sure that I'm whipping willing horses here on the call, is to just stay focused, because I get calls all the time. I'm sure like many of us get calls for all these new things coming out. And there's nothing that excites me more than this. And for the main reason is, there's a whole bunch of reasons, but I look at this as a way of not changing people's behaviors. And all the other things that I was doing, and I'm sure many of us as well, we had to go make a sale. And like many of us, I've been in sales for 35 or actually 36 years. And I had to go make a sale at everything I was doing in this industry. But here, I don't feel like I'm making a sale. Here, you're not changing anyone's behavior. They're already doing what we're talking about. They buy cars, they go to dinner, they travel, they use a cell phone, on and on. And the company's just getting started, So for me, the message to myself is, when these shiny objects keep coming, I just stay focused on this. And the other thing I would say is just be consistent. So I'm just leading by example. I do about 250 to 300 calls a day. I use, a dialer that allows me to do it. I can get it done in about 3-4 hours. Started doing this, back in December. People were, talking to me, but, I got some put offs and stuff, but I got call me back in January. So bottom line is, I've got a list of people now that I get to follow up on, but I get to, just do this every day. So I guess the message for me and everyone, just stay consistent. The shiny objects out there are just shiny objects. This is probably the best deal in town. And as far as God and church, and you're right on there. He's my life. And that sounds corny to anyone, then it's corny. But I wake up with them on my mind. I talk to them all day long. And I go to bed with them on my mind. And I say goodnight and kiss them before I go to sleep. So I just want to say thanks for everything. And I'm looking forward to meeting all of you as soon as we can. So appreciate everything.
That was easy.
That's awesome, Mike, and thank you for sharing, and welcome to the company, and look forward to meeting you one of these days. So
thank you.
For sure. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. I want to be respectful of your time. We've been on for 53 minutes, so it's a little bit longer than I anticipated. Sometimes I shouldn't talk quite as much. So, but I just want to thank you for all you're doing. Let you know that we are definitely super excited about the 14th, but not just the 14th. We're super excited about shortly after the 14th, and if you know what I'm saying. So we're really, really excited about where we're going as a company, and I definitely just want you all to know that we have an attitude of gratitude from the company's level, and I speak for the founders, that we have an attitude of gratitude for every single person in the field. That's from the brand new person who just joined with their vision, their hope, their want, their desire, because we are, and Mike hit it on the head, we are doing something that, first of all, that nobody's ever done before. So never lose that focus.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
David, what about the event tomorrow with Rob Sperry? What time is it?
Oh, thank you. Yes. Hey, Mr. JP. It's going to be at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and it will be a live on Facebook, and I've asked him to make sure to save it onto his phone so he can share it to me as a recording. So, and he will. He's good at that. And so it will be on Rise Up. So for those that are not on Facebook, you may have to be patient for a day or so till I can get it. But I'll try to get a copy and then put it onto our YouTube channel. And just so all of you know, this call also will be on the YouTube channel. When I'm done, I'll get it done up, and then it'll be up on YouTube, but also I'll put it on to Rise Up and share it out so you guys can share it to your team. So,
hey, Dave, quick comment.
Yeah, absolutely, JP.
Thank you, sir. This is JP Smith from Conyers, Georgia, kind of the Hollywood South, if you will. We make a lot of movies around here. But I want to just close, I know you're about to close out. I want to say this before we do that. I've been in this industry for 5 decades. I've been in some great companies. I've done quite well. I've been in some that didn't do so well, some that aren't even around anymore. But I want to tell you this, folks, for all the years that I've been in this industry, for all the companies I've been involved with, I have never experienced the level of support that I've experienced here. First from my sponsor, John Stahl, one of the master trainers, and his sponsor, Ed Terranova, another master trainer. From any company, Dave, that we have, as I have with rNetwork, I'm excited about that. And I'm going to say this to you, Dave, personally, from JP to Dave Dove. You are the epitome of what a corporate marketing director should be. All the updates, all the calls, all the great marketing tools that you make available to us, Dave, I want to tip my hat to you, my friend. And I can tell anybody out there, Dave is the one that is really bringing it to the people out here. So we know that we can see you every Monday, Dave, at 4:00 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:00 Mountain Time, and that you're going to give us the real scoop of what's going on and keep us up to date. I appreciate you, my friend. From me and my team, the Eagle team, thank you, sir.
Thank you, my friend. And I'm going to come out and take you to lunch. I didn't pay him to say that.
You took me to lunch.
But I still need to come back to the ATL and take
Amen, brother.
Thank you for sharing that, JP. I appreciate
My
it.
pleasure, my
Way to
friend.
close the call out.
From the heart,
Thank
brother.
you, guys. Appreciate you. Thank you very much to all of you. And we'll be seeing every one of you soon again. Watch for updates for the launch itinerary, and I'll be sending that out so everybody is aware of what's going on. So thank you again, you guys. Have a great day. See ya.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you.
See ya.
That was easy.